Pokemon, the franchise that once brought you Team Rocket, a bare-knuckle boxing match between the concepts of land and ocean, and Bidoof. We now have Team MZ, where you can join the local council and, I don't know, Night Watch or something. Be a bin man, Poke bin man.
Animal control by day, Night Watch by, well, night.
Hello and welcome back to Across the Pondcast. My name is Aidan.
And I'm Stan.
This week we had the Pokemon Presents, which had some interesting stuff and some not so interesting stuff. We're going to go through. I'm going to spend more time on the stuff I care about. So, you know, all you avid Pokemon Sleep fans, I apologize. So he got the Legends EA story trailer, which I don't know where they come up with the names of these trailers, but, you know. Basically, a few points here. First of all, being that once you pick a character and you have what I assume will be, I don't know, is it rival? Or there's another main person, and then
Or
there's
your
a
friend.
group that you
They
join.
never. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Like I feel like they've taken this from like Pokemon Go and stuff, where like you choose a team or whatever. I have no idea what it means, but apparently the team I chose on Pokemon Go is not the same team that other people have chosen. Does it affect my gameplay at all? No. So I don't know how it's gonna affect your gameplay in this, but it might. So choose wisely.
Well, there's no choice. I think
Oh,
the person you get put with is based on which gender you choose. You get the opposite. Or I think, which has been done
all right.
before.
Well,
They've done that. So you join Team MZ, which is, from what I gather, the local council of the city you're in. They fight for a Pokemon and people shared town. I don't know. It's politics. That's a thing. So during the day, we already knew this, but during the day you can catch wild Pokemon, you can encounter them like that, and then during night you battle trainers and move through these rank system. You go, get this, from Z to A. Stay with me now.
No. Can't be.
We already knew
My
about
problem
that,
is my problem is this day and night cycle. How long does that take?
That is a good
like,
question.
Is this your day and night cycle? Can
'Cause
you
that's what it
only
used
catch
to be.
Pokemon during the day?
Yeah. Because that's how they
Or
did it
is
with
this
the DS games.
like a 24-minute, 24-hour cycle thing like Rockstar games do?
I don't know. You were just talking, you
'Cause
just bought Pearl. In that, there are some evolutions you have to do at night. And you have to actually do it at night. Or change the clock on your DS.
Pokemon game or Pokemon Go is the same way. Yeah, you have to. It's got to actually be daylight, or it's got to actually be night.
So I don't know.
Me personally, I work night shift. So does that mean I can only catch Pokemon on work days? Because when I get off, it's daylight. Before I go to work, it's daylight, and at night I'm at work. So I can't do any Poke battles and get my rank up from Z. I'm gonna be stuck at Z forever until the weekends.
I think generally with this sort of game where it actually like matters quite a lot to the gameplay loop, they'll do it on like each day is 20 minutes or whatever.
I hope so, because otherwise, well, I mean, then you go do 2 or 3 battles and now it's daytime again? You got to go catch Pokemon?
See, that's the thing. I didn't get it. I don't really get this at all, because I don't know why you can't just like choose what you want to do. This seems weirdly I get that it's like the city changes at night and whatever, but I personally, I would prefer if you could just pick which one you wanted to do at the time.
Maybe they have like an interaction to where like if you go to a building, if you come out of this building, it'll be one or the other, and the way to change it is to go into the building and come out again.
Yeah, maybe you can like go to bed or something, and it'll just...
Yeah, it's like sleep to a certain
Yeah.
time or whatever. I'm already so excited for this.
So we get actual character customization this time, more than
Yes.
picking 2 school uniforms. Which, I mean, okay, I feel like we're supposed to be excited about this.
Yeah, other companies have been doing it for 20 years now. Pokemon joins the game and is like,
thanks,
hey,
man.
by the way, you can change your hair color this time. We've really stepped it up.
Like, it's cool, don't get me wrong, I'm glad they're doing it, but they should have been doing this, you know?
Yeah, the Game Boy Advance had power to do this. Like, don't play with me.
To a certain degree, yeah. And what specifically I want to talk about, and what I think will probably be the title of this video, so I'm glad we're finally getting to it, is that Furfrou specifically gets customization options. If you have a Furfrou specifically, you can cut its hair. This raises a lot of questions for me.
It does, because this is a Pokemon that changes its appearance based off its type, like doing the evolutions, cast form with his different weather types or whatever. Furfrou is a Pokemon, like especially in Pokemon Go. I've mentioned that a lot today. We should probably stop. But in Pokemon Go, you can evolve it based off of where you were located in the world, and that changes its typing. So if you give your Furfrou, if you give that a haircut and you make its hair blue, is it a water type now? Or is it just a normal type with blue hair? And if that's the case, if you evolve it into one of these other forms, can you then still customize it? Or is it locked behind only the normal one?
Yeah, strange. Another question, why Furfrou? Like, I get that it has long hair to customize, but what about this game is anything to do with this Pokemon? Because it's not one of the starters. It's not one of the new megas.
Yeah, I don't get it. Because, like, you would think they would go for more of a flagship Pokemon, like Eevee or something.
Yeah.
But instead, they've just chosen this one.
And why just one? Like, I get that they probably can't make it so that you can customize every Pokemon ever. That's a bit of an undertaking. But, like, why bother in the first place if you're just going to do it with one of them?
Well, we also don't know how many Pokemon are going to be in this game yet.
That is true, yeah.
Like, because it could not be the whole 1,050 or however many of them we have. It could be locked to, like, a 400 range, which is what most games do.
Which gen is it based on? 5? I'm guessing there. Sure. Please don't hurt me. It's one of the earlier gens. Not earlier, but, you know, like...
Well, what generation was Tepig?
I don't know. It's the black and white one, right?
That's Gen 5, right?
I think so.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So, I mean, is Gen 5 where it caps at? Because if that's the case, where's the respect for, like, these other generations?
Which generation was X and Y?
7?
6.
Pretty... 6.
So is it not?
What was Sun and Moon?
7.
I don't even know. I don't care.
So is it only? So is it Pokemon after that aren't in the game? But, like, even then, sometimes they cherry pick and they just don't put all the ones in them. Like Gen 9, there's no Bidoof.
Yeah, it's a wild I don't care for the starter Pokemon that we've chosen. You've got 2 Gen 2 starters and apparently a Gen 6 starter. Who had this idea?
Yeah, either pick all from one gen or, like, make them all from different gens. You know, it feels a bit weird to me that 2 of them are from the same gen.
Yeah, and it's interesting. I think they might were gonna do all Gen 2, and then the Typhlosion news happened in that leak of how they originated, and they were like, maybe we don't put Cyndaquil in this one. And they backpedaled and was like, I'll just throw Tepig. He'll work.
Well, I don't know. I found that very funny. But when you actually look at it, a lot of Pokemon are weirdly phallic. Like a surprising number of them are based on penises.
Yeah, well, so my also thing here is, had you chosen Mudkip, you have all 4-legged Pokemon. But instead you chose Totodile, who stands up.
To be fair, I love my guy Totodile, so I can't.
I do love Totodile, but Mudkip's pretty bad. All right, he's
fair
I like him.
enough,
He's
fair
one of
enough.
the other water types I'll choose. There's not many for me. I'm a fire guy through and through, but Tepig isn't getting picked. I'm just saying that right now.
That's fair. But don't stress. All right, I know you were all worried.
I was. Why am I not now?
There's a photo mode. Thank the Lord.
Oh, okay, good.
Praise
good.
Arceus.
And it's not an $80 game?
No, it's a $70 game.
Nintendo's stepping it up. We're getting photo mode on launch, not for 80. Who saw this coming? I didn't.
Crazy work.
Be honest.
There are also a fair amount of side missions. Apparently, there's quite a lot of NPCs you can talk to and do one-off side missions with them. And there's also a ongoing side mission where you become a detective. Bit random, but cool. Will we see the return of Detective Pikachu? Stan's reading the next line on the dog and try not to laugh. Will we see the return of Detective Pikachu? Or if anyone saw... Do you know where this joke is from? Or okay. So
I don't.
There's an old animation from, I think, Dorkly, or, you know, that sort of like college humor group. When Detective Pikachu came out, talking about... because Detective is shortened to Dick a lot of the times, we got Dick Pikachu, we got Dick Charmander, there's a whole... We got Dick Squirtle, Dick Squirts. And they just call him Dick Squirts for the rest of the show. And there's like 3 episodes of like the adventures of Dick Squirts.
That's
he better be in this game, is all I'm saying.
he better be all over the game.
You've got usual Pokedex stuff. There's a new professor named after a tree. I can't remember right now. It's not important.
Okay, so the Pokedex stuff, you say usual. So are we going to have like the Mouseketools Pokedex where like he's got a face and he talks to you? Or is this like just a regular Pokedex?
It didn't show.
Because I'm going to be honest with you. That whole floating Pokedex that talks to you is a bit creepy. And...
The rotom phone is a bit weird. To be fair, it never actually specifies that you have a Pokedex. It just says, by catching Pokemon, you help the professor learn about new ones. Which sounds pretty Pokedex-esque to me, but I guess technically it might not be. They never used the word Pokedex.
And there's always a professor, insert tree name here, that needs your help doing something.
Is it elm or like pine or something? I forgot. There's a new professor. Or it might not be
I
new,
don't
to
remember
be
which
fair.
one
I didn't play X and Y,
about
so
to say,
maybe it's that one.
We've got elm, birch, oak.
My man, Professor Oak.
What else is there? There's
the
other
one from
ones.
Pokemon Go.
That is a good question. I don't know. I don't pay attention to the story mode in Pokemon Go. It's all about throwing Pokeballs at Pokemon. That's what you do.
Okay, so we get rogue mega evolutions. Random Pokemon are just going mega and, I don't know, eating people. I don't know. They're causing a ruckus.
They say it like it's a problem. Like this is a Godzilla level event. And they're just storming through buildings. So then you've got to put a stop to it.
Yeah, so you get put into this purple void world, very similar to, you know, the what's it called? There was the Terror Raids, and then the one before that, the Sword and Shield. Was it just raid events? The big ones where you get put into like a different. You've not played? Okay, fair enough.
No.
You get put into the big, you know, separate rooms, so they don't have to load the environment you're in, and there's a massive Pokemon, and you're gonna fight the Pokemon. So there's that again. But you can fight it with other people, but they've just said it's the other members of this Team MC you're on. I don't know if you can play online, because they didn't say anything about that. But you'd think you could.
Well, if they're going the Pokemon Go route, the Pokemon Go route, you can team up with.
You can in every other game that this is a thing. So you'd think so. You could in Scarlet and Violet. You can in Sword and Shield. I don't think it was. I think it's just a Switch thing. And Pokemon Go.
You want to help me stop the terror of these random Mega Evolution Pokemon together, man?
I don't know if you can do that, and then like you and your friends can all get the chance to catch it or whatever.
Oh yeah, that would suck. You team up together to beat this Pokemon, and then only one of you can catch it.
So I don't know how that works. We'll have to wait and see.
I got the last one, man. You can take this one.
Dragonite gets a Mega Evolution. Looks like hit
big news.
Stop evolution between the last two.
Yeah, it's a lot of people. A lot of people are really happy with the way that Pokemon have kind of like backpedaled into making it look more like its previous evolutions. But I will say this: I've never seen anybody who is given a Dratini or a Dragonair, what is it called, an Everstone, where they don't evolve.
Yeah.
Never seen anybody give one of those Pokemon an Everstone. The whole point of getting those Pokemon is to get to Dragonite.
Yeah. So
because he's the coolest looking one.
Yeah, instead of just making it cooler and going further in that direction, they've tried to backpedal the fact that he looks nothing like his pre-evolutions and just slapped wings on his head and like a pearl on his tail.
Yeah. Because the thing is, everybody's saying, well, you know, it's cool because Dragonair had wings on its head. Yeah, but Dragonite's got wings on its back. Now it has wings on its back and its head. The problem I've always had with Dragonair is that the wings on its back are too small. So why not just make them bigger?
Yeah, just make him Charizard. That's what we all want.
Pretty much, yeah. But just do like the angel wing things that you put on his head. Just take those, move them down to where wings are supposed to be on animals. And because the neck strength this thing is going to have to take flight. It's going to be ridiculous. So I don't know.
Okay.
I don't care for it. If I'm being honest,
I'm not a huge fan. I wish they just kind
could
of
have
kept
done many
going
different things
in the direction they were going instead of backpedaling with it.
Yeah, they could have done a lot with. There are a lot of fan concepts. Should have probably looked some of those up to include here that were better. But you know, there are. They're just look them up. Look them up. There are better fan concepts of what Dragonite could have looked like, Mega, and instead we got what we got.
That's it for ZA for now, though. It comes out.
Well, that's not quite it. It's not quite it.
Okay, that's all from
releases,
the Presents, but separately they also
okay.
announced that, yes.
You get a Switch 2 bundle. There's going to be a Nintendo Switch 2 bundle of Legend ZA, which you are going to get a new box art on your Switch 2 and a download code, essentially. I'm assuming it's going to be like the Mario Kart World one was, which is it's already installed, or it's not installed, but it's registered on your Switch 2, so that way when you log in, it'll be like, you've already paid for this, and then you just download it, which is great. I mean, you get a $10 discount on the game by buying it that way, so cool, as long as you're not a physical collector.
Yeah, knowing that none of these bundles ever just come with the game in the box, like just put the physical game in the box. How hard can that be? You're producing both. Put them together. You've already got to take extra steps to take the Switch, put it in a different art box, give it, like, you've got to pre-program the Switch to have it downloaded on the eShop, or just put the game in the box. It cannot be that hard.
Yeah, but then they have the possibility of you being able to resell it for more than you paid for, and we know Nintendo hates that.
I hate this company.
Which is why they won't re-release their old games, but I have to buy it for $200 online from some random Joe. It might not even be an original copy. They're not putting a stop to that. You can put a stop to that, Nintendo. Give us the ability to play these old games that we want to play and stop giving us this mobile phone crap.
Speaking of mobile phone crap, in the Presents we also got more shit for Pokemon Go, Masters EX, which honestly I forgot existed, but there you go. Pokemon Cafe, I think it's called. Pokemon Sleep, there's some more stuff in there. Pokemon Unite and Pokemon TCG. I will say, I don't think it said TCG Pocket. I think it was just they're releasing a few new cards for the actual TCG.
Yeah, it's just some of the new cards look really cool. And that was it.
Moving on. That was like 10 minutes of the thing.
Yeah. It was like almost half of it.
There's another app. They're releasing another app. Is Pokemon Friends, which is brain training for 6-year-olds,
Which I was okay with this game.
Yeah,
I was
this
okay with
looks alright.
Pokemon Friends because it's like the old school, like when you played Pokemon Coliseum and they had like the mini games.
Mm.
It was like that, and I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. And they said it was releasing today and everything. And immediately when they said that, while still watching the Pokemon Presents, I looked it up on my Switch because I was like, okay, is this going to be a free download? What is it? The game itself is $9.99, but then it has packs. It has add-on packs for puzzles that are $14.99 a piece. Or you could buy all of it together for $33. And no, I'm just gonna say that no.
I didn't know
Had
that.
it been free,
I thought it was free.
100%. No,
Never mind.
no, it's
That
on.
sucks.
It's on there. Yeah, because I would have actually play. As a matter of fact, if it was a $10 game and didn't come with packs, I would still probably buy it and play it. $10 is not bad. That's how much they charge for that
like
welcome
a good
tour.
kids game, you know?
Yeah, I would. It's not a bad game to just play, get your mind off of like actual gameplay loops and stuff like that. And I'd have been okay with just a $10 purchase, but the $14, well, like why? First of all, your game is $10. Why is an expansion pack to this game
more?
and you have 2 of them?
Yeah.
On launch. Just making me feel like there's nothing in that game. Like every time, it's going to be like newer games nowadays when you put them on your console and then immediately when you go into the screen, it's like, buy this pack to make your game better. And like, I hate that. Do not advertise me crap for my game in my game. I don't need that. Especially the ones that are like, even with movies nowadays, it's like, this is another way you could watch this movie. I don't need another way to watch this movie. I'm watching this movie now this way.
Yeah.
It's so irritating to like, because the point of it is like ads are targeted to people that don't pay for things. That's why there are premium services now. You pay the premium, you don't have to watch ads. If I buy a physical game and or media of any sort and I put it in, you should not immediately tell me of another way that I could own this. I don't need another way to own it. I have it here now.
Very fair.
And I paid that premium price of buying it. Leave me alone. Stop it.
A game I am excited for, though, is Pokemon Champion. This is new. It's coming out next year. It's going to be on... It said Switch. I'm assuming that means Switch family of consoles and Switch 2 is included. Because that would be really weird if not.
Yeah,
so
it
I'm
would
just
be
chalking it up
interesting
to
for
it's
them
a
to make
console
game.
release, not a mobile game. Basically, everyone's seen this website, right? I forgot what it's called, but it's the one we used to do that tournament a while ago, where you pick Pokemon, you give them the stats you want, you fight with them. It's just Pokemon fighting without the rest of the game. That's exactly what this is.
I won that tournament. By the way.
did.
I won that tournament. I was
did.
the winner. You were the winner of the losers. I had to beat you twice. So good job on that.
Thanks, man. So this is that.
You did give me a whole new respect for Garchomp, though, doing that.
He's pretty good.
So I appreciate you for that. He's pretty good. He half wiped my team, but you just could not keep up with firepower. I will say really quickly, just to put a little bit of this in there. I'm wearing a shirt that says "I choose fire." Okay. For this tournament that we did, all 6 of my Pokemon were fire type. All 6 of them. And I wiped everybody in this tournament out just using fire type Pokemon.
Which is crazy because I had a Buizel and still got my shit rocked.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So fire type, best type. Just saying.
Must be.
Put that out there.
Yeah, this is that website essentially, but it's actually using like newer Pokemon graphics. It's an actual Pokemon game with the same concept.
I may play this. I'll 1v1 you, bro.
Honestly, yeah, that's what this is for. You know, we'll probably do that tournament again with this, I imagine.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
So that's cool. You can port Pokemon in from Pokemon Home, right? And this is important. I want to talk about this. Everything is based on VP, which is an in-game currency. You earn it, I presume, by battling. You can use VP to recruit new Pokemon, so you can kind of pick Pokemon you want, to choose the moves they have, and to edit their IVs and EVs, right? So you can set up like tournament level perfect Pokemon of your choosing, so long as you have enough VP. So the more you battle, the better you can make your Pokemon, right? This begs the question, if you could port Pokemon in from Pokemon Home, can you port them back out? Because it didn't say that. But it would be weird if they were just stuck there. So does that mean that you can port a Pokemon in, spend all this VP you've got to make them like the perfect physical specimen, and then port them back into the game you were playing, and just have a Pokemon with perfect IVs and EVs?
That is a wonderful question, because that's exactly when you were saying that. That's exactly what popped up in my mind.
Yeah.
And I read the docket and saw that you had already answered that question, or were asking that question. So I was like, okay, I'll let him finish it out. She's got this. Because yeah, that would be like, imagine you just say you start a new Pokemon adventure on a game that you maybe haven't played yet. Like me, I have Sword, I haven't played it yet, or I have Violet, and I haven't played it yet. I just start the game real quick, get my starter, send it over to home, send it from home over to this champion game, max it out, send it back over, and then just wreck everybody with this Pokemon that I started the game with. Or will they lock it to where once it's gone there, maybe you can't, maybe once you edit it and put it back, it reverts it?
I have 3 ideas. 1, it locks the Pokemon to that game, which would suck, so I hope that's not the case. 2, they haven't thought about it and we're about to rock some shit. Or 3, when you put it back in, it either re-randomizes it or it keeps it how the way it was and puts it back into Pokemon.
Because when you trade Pokemon in Pokemon Go, it randomizes.
Yeah.
IVs
Is it just that system again? Or
could be. Which still, I mean, if you play the Gambit, you could still
it is quicker
just go back and forth.
It is quicker than catching it over and over again with like quick save and whatnot.
So, well, maybe. Depending on how quickly this process takes.
You know, that's fair. You make a good point.
Because if they've got like the whole shebang of like, oh, you've transferred this Pokemon over and there's a cutscene and then all this animation bull crap, you could be looking at like 2 to 3 minutes to just get it one way, and then you have to go back. So, farming on Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee is the easiest way, but you can only do that for the original 150. So.
Okay. A couple more Nintendo things. Mario Party Jamboree just dropped.
Yes.
$80.
Yeah, see, I didn't know this. I didn't pay attention to this. I don't know if anybody else paid attention to this, but I have Jamboree for the Switch 1 because I bought it when it came out, and it's, in my opinion, the best. How much was it when you bought it? $59.
Okay.
So then, now you get the $20 upgrade fee because I already have it. I'm not buying it again. Because I have 2 copies. I have one for me, one for my wife. So that way we could play different places, not just having to play on one console.
Okay.
Because I do things like that. So it's a $20 upgrade fee. So that $59 now goes to $79, which is then an $80 game, which everybody was yelling at Nintendo for doing with Mario Kart World. Nobody's been yelling at Nintendo for this.
So are we saying that the Bowser's TV, whatever it's called, this expansion, is worth $20?
Yeah, I mean, apparently, because that's like, let me read real quick, and you can all ask yourself, do you believe this is where I gotta open the eShop? That takes time. Okay, there it is. The Jamboree TV is what the edition is called, and the edition features you do a game show hosted by Toad, which is exclusive to the Nintendo Switch 2 edition. You can enjoy mini games that use the Joy-Con 2 controller for mouse controls. The system built-in microphone responds to sound, and more, it says. Microphone responding to sound, it pretty much covers all the bases. I don't know what "and more" could possibly mean, but okay. You can connect the camera or other USB-C type cameras, because you can basically plug any camera to this thing. and bring everyone into the game. And you can also enjoy it in higher resolutions in both TV and handheld mode than with the original Switch edition. Gonna be honest, I don't know how much more resolution you need for a Mario Party game. If it was in 720, nobody would know. It's Mario characters.
Well,
do you need Mario Party in 4K, man?
I'm pretty sure I could tell up to 1080. After that, I don't think I could.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. I'll say, does it have HDR? That's the main question. But yeah, I did not know this was going to be. Yeah.
Bastards.
The thing is, I was ready to pay for this because, like, I remembered that it released today, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's really cool. I'll check that out." And then when I went there, and it was like $19.99, I was like, "Excuse me, what do you mean $19.99?" And no, yeah, that's upgrade pack's $20. So that's, as far as I'm aware, that's the first upgrade pack that's been $20.
How much?
That's a precedent. That's a pretty big deal because all the other ones are $9.99.
Oh.
Everything else is a $10 upgrade, other than this one, which we
this
had
one
to wait for.
Adding the most, to be fair.
I mean, it's the reason why you bought most of the stuff that you add on to the Switch, and then it waited a month and a half after the Switch 2 released for you to be able to even use any of those.
The fact that the expansion requires you to have bought like a camera and stuff like that is, yeah.
So then making it the most expensive game as well to use these things that you had to pay extra for is kind of scummy, honestly.
I can see it.
Because you have to buy a camera in order, so you have to pay $20 in order to use the camera, and then you have to buy a camera in order to be able to use the camera, which justifies you paying the $20 for it. So you're looking at spending, because even if you go buy a cheap webcam, it has to have Type-C compatibility, and most cheap webcams don't have that. So you're looking at spending anywhere between $30 to $50 on a cheaper webcam that has Type-C. So that's, if you say $30, then you had to pay the $20 expansion pass. That's another $50. You've now spent $100 to play this game after purchasing a Switch 2 to be able to do it. So technically, this is the most expensive game that the Switch 2 has right now. And I'm going to wait till it goes on sale.
Good luck with that.
if it ever does. Well, maybe there's a physical copy of the Switch 2 edition and it can go on sale or something, and I'll just rebuy the whole game and look at it as a bargain because I'll be adding to my Switch 2 collection. I don't know. Not everything always has to make sense.
Mario Kart Tour and Super Mario Run. Yes, those games still exist. I learned this morning. Get events for Mario Kart World and Donkey Kong Bonanza, respectively. I don't really know what the events are, because as far as I can tell, I skimmed through them. You don't really get anything cool for them other than in the game. So if you care about Mario Kart Tour, you probably already know. If you care about Super Mario Run, you probably already know. I don't, though, so I don't care. Metroid, moving on. Apparently, Metroid Prime 5 is going to be starting development right after 4 is done, which should be within the next month or so.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
Yeah. Can I have Metroid now, please? I'd like that.
Seems
Nintendo.
They've realized that people do actually want Metroid, and they're going to keep pumping them out, baby.
Wild. Took them this long. Like, everybody's like, give me Metroid. And they're like, oh, wait, do they want this game? Yes.
And then the last bit of Switch adjacent news is that the Switch 2 edition of Sonic Racing Cross Worlds has sprung for the 64 gig cart and will have the entire base game on the cartridge, which, thank you, Sega.
Love this.
Good.
Which there's been a lot of talk of Nintendo getting rid of the whole key card thing because of the backlash for it. So it will be interesting to see going forward how many games actually do this and how many don't. Sonic Racing Cross Worlds going this route is good for the industry. I think that's going to push more people to be like, okay, as long as this game sells well, especially physically, then I think it'll push more companies to just put their whole game on there. And I hope it does. I will be purchasing it to support this.
I think it's because of Nintendo's structure, to be honest. Because they have the lowest you can get is 64 gigs. Like the lowest that the companies can get to put their game on is 64 gigs. That's, if you're looking at a cheaper game, that's a lot of the profit you're going into just to put it on the card. They can't afford to do that a lot of the time. Especially indie games.
Yeah.
Like, indie games just aren't going to be physical on the Switch anymore if this continues, because then they would be spending a majority of the profit just to put it on a 64 gig card and use 10 of them,
That does give us the potential of limited run, though.
True, but we shouldn't need that. What should be the case is they should have 16 and 32 gig, at least 32. Like, maybe not 16. I would like to see it, but
yeah, because you would think standard is like 32. 16
32.
used to be standard, but game sizes now, like,
that's fair.
They're all pretty big.
But things
so
like
32,
this, what was it, Puyo Puyo Tetris, whatever it was called, that puzzle game. That's like a 5 gig game. You think they're gonna buy a 64 gig cart? They can't do that.
There are still some games, like I even have some that are for the PS5. Some of the smaller companies that have made PS5 games, and they actually have physical copies. They're still in the megabytes for sizing for a disc game. That's wild. Like, our whole game is less than a gig. So if they're putting it on Switch 2, they don't need a 64 gig cart.
I think we need at least 32 gig options. I don't know if this is a Nintendo has weighed this up as not being worth it, because the carts are quicker than the old ones. So they are more expensive to make. Which is why a Switch 2 cart wouldn't work on the Switch, even if it weren't for the fact that they just don't allow it to, for obvious reasons. But it is a quicker
still
cartridge.
Haven't tried. Oh, I was gonna say Bonanza news, because I figured this out. We were talking about Bonanza before.
Are you about to talk about the guy who painted his cart yellow and got it stuck?
No, but that's hilarious. What I was going to say is the whole 2-player Bonanza thing.
Mm-hmm.
You have to either.
Oh yeah.
Both of you have Switch 2s. But what it was sold on was that the second player could play on the Switch 1. But you can only do that in person. So someone has to be sat next to you playing on the Switch 1. Yes, which is unfortunate, because my guy over here has a Switch 1, or a Switch Lite.
Switch Lite. I'm very behind on this.
Yeah, and I have a Switch 2, and I really wanted to see, could we play Bonanza together? But we live thousands of miles away. We can't be in the same room together, even though it looks like we are right now. Like, look at this. It looks like I can just reach over there and touch him. That's YouTube magic.
I did that the wrong way, I think.
You did? It's even better. Leave that in. But yeah, so you can't do that unless you're in the same room. And I don't care for that. I wish they would have done it. Like, you can get online. The Switches can still get online. NSO is still up. It's the same NSO, as a matter of fact. It's just a little bit quicker if you pay really close attention. So why Nintendo? Come on. Do better.
I think the Switch 1 and the Switch Lite maybe don't have good enough network cards keep up with the route into the game like that over the internet.
Maybe. I just want to know, like, what is the? I'm gonna.
You know what? I have why they did it. What I don't understand is why they didn't say that when they were advertising.
Yeah, it should have been. It should have been put like, oh, by the way, if you want to do this, you're gonna need to be.
Because there was a big thing about the fact that, like, oh, your friends with the Switch 1 can play with you if they're in the same room. Would have been nice, like.
Yeah.
Because they didn't
maybe it was
say
down
that.
At the bottom and we didn't read it.
Maybe. But
now
just
I'm
say it.
realizing that I have a Switch, so I should I have a Switch Lite as well. So I should probably just do this test on my own, just to see what the difference is between them. Why haven't I done this? See, this is why we do this, so I can come up with ideas of things that I probably won't do anyways.
That's it for
I'll forget about it
Nintendo
after
this
this.
week. What are we?
Yeah.
40 minutes in. Sick.
Yeah. Well, we did better than the Pokemon Presents did.
That's true. Okay, so this next point, I have to dance around a little bit because once again, we've run into the fact that Aidan's sort of got half a toe in the industry and has signed a few NDAs. So,
Yeah. This one will be fun.
so Traveler's Tales. You may know them as making all of your favorite childhood Lego games. There's been a lot of leaks and rumors going around about what the next game is. There has been people, reportedly insiders, talking about what engine it's on, how it's being made, what the game might be.
Yeah.
I am not legally allowed to talk about the first half of that, but that's the half that no one cares about anyway, so...
Yeah, this just in, Frostbite now makes Lego games.
Imagine. I mean, maybe...
I would... Oh, fuck. Dude. Like, and they've ruined enough. Don't let them get Lego, too.
So the bit that I know nothing about, I have no inside information about this, is what the game might be. And I want to speculate on that because that's the bit people actually care about. So that works out fine.
True.
So we have said that the next game is going to be a major Warner Brothers IP. That we do know for a fact. Which means it is either 1, Batman, or 2, Harry Potter. Because what else could it possibly be?
Superman.
You know what? Maybe it might be a Superman game. You bring up a good point. I doubt it, but maybe they could. The rumors. So these aren't leaks. These are just people guessing.
Making things up.
Yeah, basically. Is the next game is going to be a Lego Batman game, open world Lego Batman game, based on all of the live action movies. Because what we do know
world.
is that at
Open Gotham.
Well, we had Open Gotham in Lego Batman 2, so I imagine it would be a bit more than that.
Well,
they had the like zone thing in Lego Batman 3. And then Lego DC Supervillains actually did kind of have an open world. It was like all of Gotham, all of Metropolis, all of Apocalypse. Or Smallville was in there. I have the platinum for that game. It's a good game. You should play it. Anyway.
I have it for the DS. I mean, not the DS, the Switch. If I had it for the DS. I'm saying that because I got an update that I bought a DS game and it got delivered. So
nice.
I got to go to the mail after this.
So we do know that at some point Lego Batman 4 was in development. I don't think that's what this is anymore. I think it's branched past that.
Okay.
Because if it was just Lego Batman 4, it'd be out by now. They've been working on it since Skywalker Saga.
Unless they because, you know, we haven't yet cast a new Batman.
The James Gunn stuff, true. But I don't think they're going to wait for that because that's a couple years down the road, at least.
Well, the casting might not be the movie a couple years down, but the casting might not be. So if we get a casting announcement, maybe that could play into it.
Maybe. I don't think we're getting that. And he seems to be spearheading Supergirl and potentially Wonder Woman.
Speculation.
Yeah. So basically, the way that Traveler's Tales works for the main games, they have a main studio where they have 2 teams that kind of alternate what they're working on. So they're working on 2 things at the same time. I believe that this was being worked on during Skywalker Saga, at least a little bit. What happened is there was a lot of issues with Skywalker Saga that caused them to have to restructure things in a certain way that I can't talk about. Things happened and they've had to redo some stuff. So I believe when Lego Batman 4 was in development around that time, which we know that it was, that's not confirmed information, but it's public information that's not under the NDA. We know that it was. I'm sorry, my brain's in like overdrive, making sure I don't say anything that's going to get me sued.
Yeah.
What was I saying? It was in development at that point, which means it's been quite a while, which means if it was just Lego Batman 4, I think it's either going to be huge or it's something else. It's expanded past that, and this live action sort of open world kind of thing would fit that description. I think it will be similar to the Skywalker Saga, where there's like an open world-esque thing to it. And then you can play through, you know, Adam West, George Clooney, whatever. All the way up to, I'm assuming, Matt Reeves, the Batman.
Maybe. Sure, why not?
That'd be cool. Or
it would be.
They're doing another Harry Potter game, you know, because
we need that.
Because the other team, as I was talking, there's two teams at TT, just released the Harry Potter collection, which was like a slight remaster of the older games, and then they put them together. It was the complete saga, but for Harry Potter, basically. And they just did that like either earlier this year or last year, I forget. It was recent though, so I think it was this year. So I think it would
imagine that didn't sell well.
Not really. I can't imagine they do that and then also do a new Harry Potter game immediately afterwards. So yeah. I am leaning towards Batman.
I'm leaning towards Superman. If it's
maybe,
right,
yeah.
Right here, this guy. I called it.
There's nothing to say that it won't be.
7/24/25 at 9:32 a.m. my time.
24/7/25 if you want to be normal.
I'm reading off my computer. It says 9:32 a.m. 7/24/2025.
That's because you're one of those dirty Americans that. Ugh.
Yeah. Well, my keyboard also says enter, so.
Mine doesn't say anything.
Yeah. I saw that the other day in a picture. That's why I brought it up.
Oh, okay.
Anyways, please tell me. Well, no, we're not there yet. Okay, I can make this one. Fantastic Four, since we're talking about multiple different universes within the DC. Let's get over to Marvel. Fantastic Four movie releases today, and that's leading to a lot of. It's more, yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. We're talking superheroes, and now we're talking the other superheroes. The superheroes that are better superheroes, that they took a guy from making these superhero movies and put him over here making these superhero movies to make these better. Anyways, Fantastic Four. And there's a lot of Fantastic Four skins in games because Fantastic Four is coming out today.
Yes, you heard him correctly.
And all I can say.
Fantastic Four skins. There
are Fantastic Four skins out on basically any game you can play.
I think Marvel Rivals, they specifically call them costumes, and I would not be surprised if this was the reason.
Oh, absolutely. They were like, how are we going to announce this? Are we going to say this? PR team is over there like, costumes. They're costumes, mate. Costumes.
It's very funny.
But they're skins. Costumes. So, yeah, that was probably a very interesting debate for them. Whereas, you know, Fortnite don't care. You can get them Marvel foreskins all day. The Fantastic Foreskins. Just get them all.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the movie. I haven't seen it yet.
I
was going to go see it before this, but I decided, being as I'm going to be at work all night, I could probably do with the bit of extra sleep.
Yeah, I wanted to go see it today too, but I've a few technical issues, so can't do
that. I forgot I put this in. Big news! Google Docs has moved the button to put in a horizontal line. It's pissing me off.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
News. But the Outer Worlds 2 is dropped their price. It's not even out yet.
Oh yeah,
they've dropped the price.
It's actually pretty big news. So a lot of people were kind of upset with this in a way because there's a group of people saying, "Look at this. A company actually listened to the fans. They dropped the price." And then other people are going in on that, going, "The only reason why they dropped the price is because nobody was giving them pre-orders." So well, yes, that's how feedback works. See, they release it at a price, we don't buy it, and they go, oh, they must not be buying it because of the price. And then they lower it. Them
I don't think that's
lowering
what
it is
happened.
listening.
I was talking to
No,
our
it may
good.
not be what happened, but still, if that is how it happened, that's how listening works for companies.
Sure.
Like they have to see it in order to understand. Like you can tweet about it all day long. You think they're checking their tweets? No, they're looking at their sales numbers. And when they're low, they're like, all right, well, to help this out, let's drop that.
I was talking to our good friend Jacob, friend of the podcast. Mentioned him, I think, every
Yeah.
week for the past month.
Pretty much. Jacob News.
Jacob News. I was talking to him about it. He actually brought it to my attention. Well, he brought it to our attention, but I doubt you read it. So he brought
I
it to
didn't.
my
I actually
attention.
found out on Twitter.
He brought it to my attention. Because he was saying that, as we all know, Xbox is getting a bit of flack at the moment for being Xbox. So he thinks, and I think I agree with him, that they're doing this to negate some of that. And then when Fable drops, that they're still going to go to $80 anyway.
If Fable drops at this point.
If Fable, you make a good point. But
I've been waiting on this game for years.
I think
if it
generally,
drops. I'll tell you now, if it drops and it's $80, I'll still pay it. I don't care.
don't say that.
But Fable is a game. Look, I'm sorry. It's one of my had Final Fantasy Tactics released and they were like it's 80. I would have bought it at 80, but it released for 49, which is awesome because Square Enix is a great. I'm not going to say they're a great company. I don't want to back them and then next week they do something stupid. But they make good decisions. So for the prices. Specifically.
Yeah, I think I agree with Jacob that this isn't a change to policy. This is just a one-off, them trying to win back a bit of vote affection.
I think they really want people to buy this game. This is a big deal for their company, and if people don't buy this game, which is going to release on Game Pass too, so that's going to affect the sales. And I don't think Xbox quite understands that. I think they're having trouble with it because they're like, our game didn't sell well. Well, it doesn't have to. Everybody has your stupid Game Pass, and they're playing it on there.
I don't think AAA games really see a dent from them. I think Xbox pays a certain licensing fee. I think it's the smaller games that maybe struggle from that.
Yeah, but it's still going to make a number difference because your game's not going to sell as many because not as many people need to buy it. So,
speaking of nobody buying it, I have in my notes here that I wrote throughout the week, and I quote, Splitgate 2 did a fucko boingo. That's what I wrote down. So yes, Splitgate 2, they made a big song and dance about this at, I believe it was Summer Games Fest, about how cool this is going to be, how cool the second Splitgate is going to be, because they're sick of COD releasing every year being the same or other games being a bit broken. They're gonna do better.
mm-hmm.
They release Splitgate 2. They change it so that you can no longer put the portals anywhere. There are specific walls on which you can put them on, and those walls aren't particularly common. The game also just didn't work very well. It was a bit broken. So they've now unreleased the game. They've undropped it. They've taken it back to work on it more. And whilst doing that, they've shut down the servers for the original Splitgate as a cost-saving maneuver, so you can no longer play any Splitgate games. They don't exist. They don't. Yep. So they did a bit of a fucko boingo.
Yes. Coin that phrase, because that's that.
I believe it's a Tom Scott phrase that I stole, but you know.
I don't know.
Any thoughts on that?
I can't. I have no words to express my disappointment in that at all.
Now, even when Splitgate 2 does get released, no one's gonna care because it wasn't very good. Even if it wasn't for the performance issues, they just made the gameplay worse.
Yeah, unless they do like a complete 180 with how Cyberpunk did.
Yeah, which I doubt.
No one is gonna care. Yeah.
And even if they do, it'll take a long time.
Yeah. Will Splitgate 2 be
my
good
God.
before we get GTA 6?
I missed a point from the present.
What was that?
Did I write it down? We missed 2 points from the present.
How did you remember we missed 2 points?
Because we were about to talk about the Netflix thing, and then I was like, oh, right, they talked about shows they're releasing, and we didn't mention it.
Oh, the Pokemon show, yeah.
So there's 2. There's Pokemon. I
Netflix.
can't believe I missed this. I'm so sorry, everyone.
And, yeah.
There's more. There's another season of Pokemon Concierge coming. And also, the Aardman Pokemon. I swear I wrote this down. It must have been on my phone or something. What was it called? The Adventures of Sirfetch'd and Pichu or something.
Oh yeah, that thing, yeah.
That so Aardman company, very dear to my heart. It's a British studio down in the southwest. They make Wallace and Gromit. They make cool stuff like that. They released, I think 6 months ago at this point, a little teaser where they just dropped a Pokeball on screen on TikTok and was like, "We're working with Pokemon now," and everyone was like, "What? The Wallace and Gromit people are working with Pokemon?" And now it appears they're making a Pokemon show called The Adventures of Sirfetch'd and Pichu, and it's releasing in 2027. Just don't tell me then. I don't.
Yeah, that's one of those, like, you're building anticipation for too long type deals.
Right.
Like, tell me in a year. Tell me in a year, and then it'll be relevant to me.
I'm not saying you're not making it quick enough. I am fully prepared. It's stop motion animation.
Well,
takes a long time. I understand that.
Not only
Just
that,
don't
but
tell me
anything
yet,
could
then.
change.
Yeah.
Anything could change in the industry within a day. And you're telling me 2 years in advance.
There was a big thing like a year ago where Aardman uses a specific type of clay because it needs to be malleable, but it needs to not melt under camera lights. And they ran out of the clay, and the company that was making it went under. There was a big thing that, like, the Wallace and Gromit studio had run out of fucking clay. They never addressed that. I assume they either found some more or, like, they're using something else now.
You use that Pokemon money to get clay.
Maybe, honestly, maybe. But
so
they just dropped the fact they're making a Pokemon show. You'll see it in a few years.
Yeah. So is that all the points that you missed?
There's the theme park. Did we mention the theme park?
Yeah, we did not. So we
There's
missed
not really
that too.
anything to talk about, to be honest. There's a
Yeah. Okay. So just to wrap that up, Pokemon or Pokepark Kanto, which is a theme park, it's going to be based. It's Pokemon based. It's going to be in Japan, and it's within another theme park that already exists. So it's not like how like Universal has a theme park, and it's just going to be a Pokemon theme park by itself. It's already in an established theme park. It's just going to be an addition to it. We didn't really get to see many things, but it's going to have like Pokemon statues that I assume are going to make noises and stuff.
Most of the stuff they showed was either concept art or like miniatures that they'd made, and they just zoomed the camera in to make it look real.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting.
So, I mean, obviously it's not been built yet, so I understand why they can't film it, but...
Yeah. Which, bringing up that and talking about, you know, some companies working on multiple games and everything like that, now Wallace and Gromit people are working on Pokemon. We did not also mention Beasts of Reincarnation, which is being made by Game Freak.
True.
Comparing it to how Legends ZA looks. Look, if you have not seen Beasts... We did, months ago, like a month ago at this point. But to bring it into the fact that, you know, they've, in this present specifically, they were like, hey, if you play the Switch 2 edition of ZA, it looks so much better than the Switch 1 edition. Or if you the Scarlet and Violet updates, it looks so much better in Switch 2 edition. Look at this trailer. This looks so much better than anything that Pokemon has ever done. So and it's the same company.
I don't know if this is a situation where, like I was talking about with TT, a lot of companies have two teams and they'll rotate them between projects.
Yeah.
As far as we know, Game Freak is actually a strangely small company for how much money it makes.
Yeah.
Like, there aren't many developers.
So where are these guys?
So who's
on the
making
Pokemon
this?
development.
Did they take people away from Pokemon? Did they hire a new team? What? Because this isn't the Pokemon Company. So there's the Pokemon Company, which is owned by Nintendo, Game Freak, and whichever company it is that produces the cards. And then those companies all have all the stuff going on. I believe the card company also makes Magic the Gathering or something like that. Nintendo is obviously Nintendo, and then Game Freak is apparently also doing this.
Yeah, which looks fantastic. This game looks gorgeous, and yet we have flat balconies in ZA.
I don't know who's publishing
running
it.
on the Switch too.
We should have looked up who's publishing it.
Could have, yeah.
Because to be fair, it's only running on PC as far as we know.
Well,
publisher Fiction, so they have an external publisher for it.
Okay, but this is also on Xbox, is it not?
I don't know actually.
It was the Xbox showcase, wasn't it?
I think so. Or was it?
So
summer first.
Well, anything's an Xbox, so it should run on my Switch too.
Well, when you look it up, it says platform specifically Windows, and then there's a Steam listing for it. I don't think.
Yeah, it does have a little Xbox logo on a picture of it, so.
That is true. So I guess it will also be on Xbox.
Yeah.
But it's just weird because they must have either hired a load of new people that no one heard about.
Yeah. It says it's the first AAA title by Game Freak outside of the Pokemon series, which just blows my mind because we're considering Pokemon games AAA titles.
I guess by definition, technically they are, but I'm not happy about it.
I'm not either. We need to bring that sizing chart back up for the A's because I don't believe this is.
This is more of a watch battery situation going on.
Yeah. Okay, so you can. Oh, it is optimized for the Series X and S, so you can buy this for Xbox. So, and it's also available on the Xbox Play Anywhere. So,
I'm hoping this is. I'm hoping this is a. They've hired a new team on, and then move people around. I hope this isn't like a. Oh, we're now not getting Gen 10 for 3 years because the other team's been doing this instead.
The other team's been working on actually making a game look good.
So I need to remember to actually check this out and support the fact that Game Freak can make a good game. And maybe... I would say maybe that it'll go over Pokemon, but it won't. Pokemon, weirdly, is on a schedule based on the merch, because the merch makes more money than the games do. So they release the games just specifically when they start slowing down on merch for the last ones. And they need it ready by then, regardless of if it is or isn't.
Which is still though, if you were given a year with today's technology to build a Pokemon game, you could make it look better than some of the things Pokemon has put out.
That is true. People have done it. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Back to Netflix though.
Back to Netflix.
Assassin's Creed has been greenlit. We're gonna get a Assassin's Creed show on Netflix. I guess it's gonna be a series or whatever, however they call it on Netflix. We're hopefully it'll be better than the movie. I don't see how it couldn't be, because if you've seen that movie, you understand where I'm coming from. If you haven't seen that movie, just don't watch it. You're good.
I saw half of it. It's one of the only movies I've ever actively turned off. Was Assassin's Creed and DC Super Pets. Turn that one off.
I didn't even have to turn that one on. No, I was the moment I heard of it, I was like, nah, I'm good. We don't have any news on how this is gonna go. Is it gonna follow any stories of any particular games?
I don't know if anyone saw the novelizations of the games written by Oliver Bowden, I believe. Bowden. I used to have a few of them, but I gave them to my stepmom. She reads more than I do. And she has a bigger bookshelf than I do too, so they're on there. They were good though. I enjoyed those, and they specifically made the decision to miss out the Desmond stuff. Like it was just
Oh.
so there's one based on Assassin's Creed 2. It's just the story of Assassin's Creed 2, and then they do that for each game. They skip the overarching Desmond stuff. It's just
So there's no current day stuff. It's just all assassin stuff.
It's just
that's
the
great.
assassin.
Because I mean, being honest, we don't really need that present day stuff.
The only thing that doesn't work with is, okay, spoilers for Assassin's Creed Revelations. It's like a 20-year-old game, but at the end of that, there's the whole thing where Ezio talks to the sort of vault deity god thing, and it only makes sense through the lens of Desmond is watching this, which the player knows because they've played the Desmond bits. But if you're missing that bit out, then I guess that wouldn't make sense. But I don't think anyone would care at this point.
Yeah.
Although honestly, it just says Assassin's Creed Netflix show. We've both gone into this thinking of like Ezio and Assassin's Creed 4 and stuff. It's probably going to be like Shadows, isn't it?
Well, it could be anything.
Or like Odyssey and Origins.
They could go. Well, I mean, we've covered everything basically. You've got Egyptian, you've got Vikings, you've got Japanese lore. Like you could go any route you wanted to with this. Because we've covered everything.
I want them to do Syndicate and it just be like Peaky Blinders, but with a hidden blade.
I mean, they could. They realistically could.
What do you want the next game to be, though? Because you make a good point. They've done everything.
Well, I was about to say, they haven't done a Western.
Ooh, that's good.
Like a Red Dead type situation.
Yeah.
Gunslinger with Assassin's Creed. That would be interesting.
That is a good shout. I hadn't thought of that.
Because if you think about it, I mean, like, what else haven't they done?
I was gonna say a really futuristic one, but that's just Watch Dogs, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I guess they have done that.
It'll be interesting to see what route they go. And honestly, if they do, you know, they should capitalize on the fact that like Red Dead does so well, and that Rockstar's not making another one for a while.
True.
So,
speaking of Rockstar, GTA 5 launches. Yes, you heard me correctly. GTA 5, like the PS3 game, launches finally in Saudi Arabia because they didn't have it yet, apparently. That and it's GTA 5 and GTA Online both launched in Saudi Arabia.
I have so many questions. Like, did it launch physically there? Can you physically buy it brand new for the PS3? Because that would be.
I doubt it.
Like, no. Are they releasing it at 50? Is it 20 like it is everywhere else?
I don't think it's a physical. I think it's just
so many questions.
I didn't know that it wasn't anywhere. Like it makes sense. Like Rockstar games have been.
There are certain companies that it's not. You know, they don't agree with because they're rated so high.
Yeah.
But still.
So the question is, does that mean that they had to wait 12, 13 years for GTA 5, and now they only have to wait a year for GTA 6? Or is that one also going to have to wait? You know?
Yeah, it could be 2038 before they play GTA 6.
It might be for us, I don't know. We'll see. Do you think you'll
pick
GTA 6 on the next Fantasy Critique?
I did pick it this time. I don't know, honestly.
Because I've been considering it, to be honest. Jacob,
we'll see.
You didn't hear that.
I guess. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't know. Is it going to get pushed back another full year?
I feel like
year, though, because it's like Q3, isn't it? So like, even if
I
they just
feel
push
like
it back 6 months,
they could release this game broken and still make a mint. So they're probably
but
gonna.
People would be furious.
And They'll buy it anyways.
That is true, but I feel like you would be better at this point when you've been
I say
working
if
on
they
it for
release
this long.
if they release a game where only the first 5 minutes of the game actually work, they'll still sell millions of copies. And then all they've got to do is put out a thing saying, "Hey, we're working on it," and everybody be like, "Okay, they've got it."
That is unfortunately true.
So I still don't know that I'm going to get the game in general.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a GTA guy. I was when I was a kid, and it was fun to just run around and kill people. But
That's
like,
fine. I don't think I'll get it on launch. Don't get me wrong, but I think I'll play it.
especially not if it's over $100. There's no way that
That's
I'm going to
fair.
have a $100 game that's GTA.
Also,
no, thank
it's not coming to PC originally because GTA never
Of course.
does.
Yeah.
So you'd have to buy it on PS5. I'm assuming 5 it will work. I don't know if this is a situation if you have to get it on the Pro. I doubt it.
Oh,
But,
yeah. It'll be like PS5 optimized for the PS5 Pro or some crap like that.
What
so
are they gonna
if
do
you
at
get
Xbox?
it, there'll be a disclaimer. Oh, for Xbox, it's going to tell you if you have a Series X, don't do it. You're like, for Series S users, do not download this game. You will no longer be a Series S user if you download this game.
Did you?
There's going to be a "Are you sure?" below the download button.
Download at your own risk.
Oh, that'd be rough.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Quick question, just while we're still here.
Yeah.
Did you see? Because I'll talk about this for people watching. Did you see? Oh, obviously we mentioned the fancy critic a fair amount, right? But there's no, like, unless you know us elsewhere, there's no real way to actually see that. So what was proposed to us? It was also proposed to you, but again, I'm assuming you didn't read it. Was that for at the end of the year? My guess is that this would be a New Year's episode. We do an extra long episode. We get everyone who's doing the fantasy critic on. We talk about the draft because what are they called? There's another gaming podcast that's really popular that everyone likes that also did this. Jacob watches them all the time. I've just completely blanked on what they're called.
Doesn't matter.
Kind of funny did it. So, but we get everyone on. We talk about we talk about this year's draft, and then we talk about what we actually sit down and all draft at the same time instead of it taking 3 weeks. And we do that on the podcast for like a New Year's episode, like a New Year's special. What do you think?
I mean, I would not be opposed to it. I feel like it would be really cool. I feel like it'd be a lot, but it'd be.
It would
really
be a
cool.
lot. It'd be a long episode, and there'd also be 5 people on the screen. But I think we could make it work.
That's assuming that we just leave it to the same 5 that we have.
That is true. You make a good point. I don't know if anyone else is really interested in doing it though. I think Jacob already kind of scoured everyone he could.
I don't know what the maximum is or whatever, or if
you can get
saying
quite
this
a few
now,
in there.
somebody might be interested.
Maybe.
So.
Because like Popper kind of did the first draft. I don't think he's touched it since. He's never been it on a game.
No. He hasn't. He actually said that the other day. I read that, and he was like, "Oh, what am I supposed to be doing?" Which is fair, because this one for us, this was our first one.
Yeah.
None of us knew what the hell we were doing. So
that's
we
why
were weeks in, and we're like, "Wait, you do what?"
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've kind of got a bit of information on it now.
Yeah.
We kind of know how it works. I hate that I can't draft Final Fantasy because it is considered a remake. Or a remaster. It's considered something. I can't draft it because it's that. And I hate it.
Remaster, I think, yeah.
I can't remember.
Because it's the same game.
It says next to it. Well, but it is, but like, come on.
They haven't like made it again for the newer consoles. They've just like upped the resolution. Would be a bit unfair if you could draft that because it's already got a score.
Well, no, it doesn't have a score because that game's so old. It was before they gave scores on the specific one that uses Fantasy Critic.
Oh, okay.
So there is no actual score for it.
It still had it's been reviewed before, you know.
Yeah, it's been reviewed.
We
So
don't
like
get
you've got
reviews
like
back for like Pong.
yeah, but like that's so long ago
Yeah,
that
okay. Fair enough.
you know it doesn't count. So I would like to see what it would get nowadays. It is ineligible due to the fact of it being a remaster. Yes. Okay. So.
But yeah, look forward for that.
Whatever.
My guess is that will be a New Year's episode. I don't, maybe a bit after, because I don't know if we have to do the draft in January.
Well, depending on how this week goes, no, I won't say it. I'll say it next week. Oh, if we talk about it next week, I'll say it next week. If I say it this week, it's a spoiler, so we're not going to talk about it.
Okay.
But yeah, we'll see, because there are some games that release later in the year that may push back depending on when this actually, because we don't even know what day this ends. Does it end the actual end of the year?
I don't know.
So yeah, we got some figuring out to do, and we'll get back to you with that.
Also, we've been thinking about potentially doing another series. That's just more of a.
Oh yes. For those, if anybody is interested, we've been talking about possibly doing some playthroughs together on this channel and doing like the Let's Play series. And if you're here still, first of all, thank you. Secondly, if that's something you'd be interested in, let us know.
Let us know, because it wouldn't be a weekly thing. It would be a when we can get around to it, but it would still be fairly frequently.
And there would more than likely, I imagine, it'd be like a production type thing instead of how we just record this and ship it.
What do you mean?
Well,
no, he's right.
Because
he's right.
You know what I mean, like versus video quality, because we're not gonna. We're probably would we do like a Let's Play with like the full, if it's an 8-hour story, it's an 8-hour video?
I would guess I'd split it up. We'd do a play session, make maybe like an hour video.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Turn it into a series. Yeah, that could be fun.
So yeah, I have a few games we could do for that. The first one is one we've talked about recently, so I'm sure you can guess, but I will leave it up to you.
Let's go ahead and say it, because we've mentioned it every week so far. Gotham Knights would be one of the games
we would quite like to do that one. I think that would be the first one. I think probably we would eventually also end up doing, things like It Takes Two, Split Fiction.
Yeah.
There aren't that many 2-player games online, really. Portal 2, I guess. We do stuff. But yeah, that has been us.
Splitgate 2.
We could just do like a Fortnite one, to be fair. But I don't know. Drunk Fortnite did well for me, is all I'm saying.
That's true. Yeah, you make a good point.
Yeah. Thank you very much for watching. Please do make sure to leave a comment, like, and subscribe. Ring that bell, because I think it still does something. I don't really know how the algorithm works anymore. But
YouTube doesn't explain.
If only. See you across the pond next time. Bye-bye now.